Kathy, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch Bellulars' video. Bellulars' video came out late last night. It's called, Is WoW Worth Playing Again? Every single day. I see it in Discord. I see it in chat. My grandma called me. She called me and said, stay safe. Now that Shadowlands is out, is World of Warcraft worth playing again? And I said, listen, Grandma, tune in tomorrow morning. We're going to watch Bellulars' video about whether or not World of Warcraft is worth playing again based off of our Shadowlands experience so far. So let's plug it in, turn it on, loop it up, and see what the hell's going on. Let's play the video. Bellular. I want to dedicate this video reaction to my grandma. Because if this would, depending on what Bellular says, my grandma might come up and keep playing World of Warcraft. All I want to do is play WoW with my grandma, and depending on what Bellular says here, we might be able to play World of Warcraft with my grandma. Bellular, what's the deal, yo-yo? Here we go. Here we go.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. Okay, it's 7 a.m. on the Thursday after Shadowlands came out, and since 11 p.m. on Monday night, I have played this game for 30 hours, maybe a bit more. That is quite a bit of gameplay, and well, that's because I've got a character, I've got it maxed, been playing as a team, doing a whole bunch of content, and basically getting a feel, a vibe for what playing Shadowlands is actually like. What it's actually like when it's your character.
By the way, I need to level with you guys. I was gonna make a joke. I just Googled sexy grandma on my second monitor. I was gonna pull up a picture of like a hot grandma and say that it was my grandma. But what happened was it pulled up a bunch of grandma porn on my second monitor, and now I'm scarred. I just saw grandma porn on my. I'm gonna move on, but.
That you care about, and real progression that matters. I know a lot of people have felt a bit burned by BFA and stuff like that in the past.
Saggy.
And they're rightly wondering, you know, I'm on the fence. What's this actually like to play? Those gearing changes, what are they like? The PvP changes, what are they like? Well, if you've been wondering what those things are, you just want to know what my opinion is and how I've been finding my Shadowlands experience, now that I went so damn deep into it, then today's video is for you.
Here we go.
I'll tell you what, right? Speaking of no RNG good stuff, today's sponsor, Bespoke Post. Hit up that link down below. They are a sub box where you will get a wild deal. 45 bucks for what is at least 70 bucks, often much more.
That's free money.
And here's what's actually
That's literally free money.
Do it. You preview everything that you get beforehand.
Dude, this is some real man shit. This is a hammer. You can hit someone on the head with it. This is I mean, here's the thing. You have everything you would ever need. This is, you know, what's the liquid you put underneath someone's nose and they smell it and then they pass out? That's what this is. This is for tying people down, tying them and putting them in the back of your trunk. This is for hitting them on the head. You can knock them out. You hit them right, bonk, right in the head. This is for chopping people's limbs off. This is a hatchet in case you're trying to get through the, you know, the bone or something. Everything you would ever need is all right here. Nice one, Bellular.
You can pause, you can cancel, you can swap boxes in and out. Point is, right, you get a great deal
Fucked up, by the way.
That you actually want.
Yeah, it looks like Dexter's bag. Exactly.
I'll tell you what, you will want it. Here's what I've got. This is the Weekender bag. This is
some man
quality
shit.
for $45. Nice, thick canvas, rugged as hell. It's got this like metal construction that means it actually, you know, keeps its form.
I like that bag a lot, actually.
I am packing right now for my weekend trip back home, which is a few miles away from Bushmills Distillery.
Why did he say miles? Why did he do that? He's British. Bellular, you're not fooling anyone. Why did he say that? He should have said, "Oi, mate, it's a few kilometers. How do you say it? Kilometer. Or, bruv, it's a few kilometers away, bruv." See, that's what he should have said.
Distillery. How handy, because I bloody love whiskey. And now I've got some pretty damn snazzy whiskey gear. Pretty nice, eh? So you pick your box, it'll be themed, right? You can go mixology, outdoor gear, you know, like a knife.
Wait, British people use miles? Okay, British people have the most fucked up system. It's always European people making fun of Americans for feet and inches and miles. British people do what Americans do, which admittedly it's kind of stupid and fucked up, but then they have stones. It's 3 stone. Who in the fuck knows what a stone is? What even is that? Everyone's shitting on pounds. You guys measure things in stones. What the fuck even is that? No one knows.
Stuff. Coffee. You'll get a cool box full of stuff you want at a great price. Hit on my link down below. Give their quiz a whirl. See what the crack is. What cool stuff they've got for you.
Server's almost up. We are finishing this video. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm assuming by the time the video is over, the servers will be up. I appreciate it. Let's finish the video, and then we're going to play. Then we're doing viewer Torghast, Kathy healing, Staysafe tanking, 3 DPS. Give us 20 minutes. Let's finish the video, though.
And with that, big thank you to Bespoke Post for supporting the channel. And with that said, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, we'll kick it off with the leveling. I'll make it pretty simple, the Shadowlands leveling. We've sort of...
Leveling is annoying as fuck. Shadowlands leveling is annoying as fuck. The quests are not particularly fun. They're too involved. They're too busy. The quests are too busy, and it doesn't feel fun. It doesn't feel fun. That's my take. Do you guys like Shadowlands leveling? I miss quests where it was like, go kill 10 pigs. Go kill one guy. Go kill this boss mob. I like that. It's too much. Dude, these quests are too much for me. I can't even handle it.
I've talked about it before. Basically, it'll take you around 10 hours. I think world record's 5.
Now, once you're 60, pause. Once you're actual trolling, I don't like the leveling. It's too busy, okay? I'm literally not even doing world quests. I don't care if you get good things from them. Rep or gear or anima, whatever. I'm not doing them. I hate them. I hate them. Now, give you this. Once you're 60, everything is super fucking fun. Okay? Everything at 60 is fun. But fuck, I hate Shadowlands questing. I hate it. Sorry.
5 hours something, 4 hours something. And going through it, right, you have very pretty zones with, I'd say, campaigns that are sometimes things that you're not super emotionally attached to because it's kind of just a bunch of new stuff that you're not mega attached to previously. With that one criticism aside, once you actually get a little bit more into it and sort of a bit into the vibes of the Shadowlands, yeah, it broadly speaking does all work. It is a bit more standard fare. I don't think there's any mega risky decisions or sort of mega interesting stuff. I think it's all just pretty damn well done. Overall,
and the slangs.
I mean, narratively quite nice and polished and it does work, but there are a few quirks. I mean, when leveling up, our group found so many bugs. And that's all stuff we could log in and log out again. We could drop quests and pick them up again. It's
Did we find any bugs here on stream when we were leveling? Like I don't really think so. I think it was all fine for me, at least.
Pretty unfortunate that those things were happening, but they did happen.
You had 3?
And there are some odd decisions, like they don't do a great job of leading the narrative into many of the dungeons and things like that. But broadly speaking, yeah, each zone does give you a pretty damn clear Covenant, sort of storyline to follow. You follow them pretty well. They've got their characters, their movers, their shakers. And yeah, it's all a pretty damn solid slice of WoW content. I would say, right, if the quality of this leveling experience was maybe applied to things that people are a bit more familiar with and don't feel as out of left field than, some of the Shadowlands things, this probably would have all landed a good bit better. And I think that in some ways that's actually good news because it means that Blizzard are actually implementing these things pretty damn well. Overall, I'm going to give leveling and world and stuff like that a big thumbs up. That said,
Shadowlands leveling, I'm going to give, on a scale of 1 to 10, a 4. A 4. It's a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, you do have to collect a lot of anima cones and a lot of Grace of Ardenweald. That was a bit repetitious. What was going on there? Anyway, leveling stuff, overall, pretty damn good. I think what a lot of you really care about, though, is when you actually hit endgame, what's going on?
That's all we care about. We can all agree on that.
And that's where I'm overall pleasantly surprised. Now, I was expecting to be a bit frustrated at the time gate.
Shadowlands endgame. You've Torghast, you've Mythic 0, Heroic Dungeons, PvP, you can get PvP gear. I'm going to give Shadowlands endgame 8. 8. It would be a 9 if the MAW, if you could mount in the MAW. If you could mount in the MAW, it would be a 9. But you can't, and a huge portion of the end game is super annoying and painful to do. You can
You can mount in the MAW. You can kill a monster that lets you get a dog you can ride around for 60 seconds. Staysafe, you didn't even know that. And in 4 months, when they are done time-gating Torghast, you can get a mount from Torghast. I don't give a fuck about the time-gated Torghast mount. I'm playing the game now, dude. I'm playing the game now, okay? I couldn't give less of a fuck about the goddamn Torghast mount. I want a mount now. Stop telling me I can mount in the MAW with the mount that's not even in the fucking game. I'm pissed. I'm sick of seeing fucking druids and shamans and worgans running around, zip zap zooping around. I'm pissed. Shut the fuck up, okay? Don't tell me about the Torghast mount. I'm too mad. Okay, I'm playing the video.
Of, you know, Torghast and, you know, and the Covenant stuff. But I'll tell you what, my core experience really is.
Shameless.
It is that when you unshackle World of Warcraft from the bullshit that they decided to cram the game full of in the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it's actually a lot of fun. And what do I mean when the bullshit that WoW was crammed full of? The Titan Forging. The fact that, you know, PvP gear was just, ooh, random. It's from a random box. Or, you know, it's on your fucking weekly order list because you could probably buy gear from the vendor in the incorrect order. Therefore,
Replacing Titan Forging with gear upgrades, best idea ever. Upgrading gear is badass. With resources you farm, it's great. The PvP gear system, it's badass. It's actually so good. I'm assuming, because there's 7 upgrade ranks, I think, right? I'm assuming the final, like maybe ranks 5 or rank 6, you're gonna have to have a certain arena rating to upgrade through. If so, even better. Reserve those final upgrades for the good arena players. Great, even better. That's awesome.
The Blizzard
I think
systems design team, the utter geniuses that we are, you know, decided to do the BFA PvP system. Look, it's been no mystery to you that I have deeply, fundamentally disagreed with the systems designers of World of Warcraft and how they did progression for years. And it turns out they undid a whole bunch of their past work, and the game's way better now. Pretty damn simple, feels good. Here's the deal, right? Okay? You know, I'm going to cover the PvP one first because a whole bunch of, you know, me and my friends, we've been doing PvP.
What's the deal?
Just, you know, battlegrounds and stuff. And it's pretty simple, right? We could do a bunch of content and we're like, cool, we can fill in some bits on our character because we want to progress our character because we enjoy that. We can fill in some, you know, spots on our character by getting some honor, by doing some PvP, buying some gear and upgrading at the vendor. You know, choosing gear off a vendor and upgrading it via a currency that we earn. Now, the reason why that's been good to me is, generally speaking, yeah, if I can go into BGs with a group of people and start thwacking people, good fun, good banter. But I can think about where my character is. I can think about what I want my character to do, how I want my character to get to the stage where it can do that. I can look at the variety of things that I can actually do in World of Warcraft, and I can move my character in that direction. And this is the bit that's important. In a way where I feel like my time is being valued and respected. Because with this PvP system, I can kind of just know, yeah, if I get this...
There's like 4, soon to be 5 when the raid is out, different ways to advance your character's item level and get new gear. So if you don't feel like doing this one, you do that one. If you don't want to do that one, you do this one. It feels good. It's all progression. There are options. Progression is, and you have way more control over, I mean, dude, they added fucking tokens in raids now. So rather than getting certain pieces of loot, you get a token. You bring the token to a vendor. You decide exactly what piece of gear you want. That's great. Dude, having control in the PvP system obviously is great. The PvP gear system. Having control over what gear you get feels good. It's awesome.
This much honor? Oh, yeah, it'll take me about this amount of time. Cool, right, let's do it. Instead of, yes, I will do Battlegrounds and get random boxes of maybe something. Which, you know, is Reaper, just not really a great experience. And I bring this up because it basically just proves a point. And it's something that applies, I think, to a lesser degree, because dungeons and stuff are pretty much always fun, but it does apply over to the dungeons and that stuff as well. So I guess I'll cover those. So far, I have done half the Mythic Zeros in one setting, a whole bunch of the Heroics. The dungeons are great. I mean, man, the other side is so cool. Fighting Muzala, what a cool boss fight. That's really fun. Fighting Devos at the end of Spires of Ascension, also really cool. I mean, man, so many of these boss fights are just really fun to me. I am loving.
What is the worst dungeon? What is the... I'm trying to think. I haven't done them all enough to remember them, I guess. Plaguefall. You know what we'll do? When we get into the game... You guys don't like Plaguefall? Okay. Theater of Pain. I actually... Really like Theater Pain. It might be my favorite. Sanguine. Yes, Sanguine is the worst. Yes, you reminded me. Let's do a couple dungeons today. Maybe once we're in, we can make a Shadowlands dungeon tier list maker, and we'll actually break this shit down, okay? That's a good idea. We'll do that later on the stream, okay?
These dungeons. And
But yeah,
what's really
Sanguine is
good
bad.
too is,
Hate it.
again, it's that thing where the gear that I'm getting, I feel like it matters because there's no Titan forging, right? It's like I'm looking at the loot table of these dungeons. I'm thinking, cool, I want to go and do these dungeons because I know I want those bits of gear. And I actually feel like I'm achieving something. I'm getting my character, you know, in a direction where, you know, I progress my character and then the character looks behind it and says, oh, well, I've already got the stuff from that dungeon. I don't particularly need it anymore. And to me, that's actually quite good, right? Because I want to be able to work towards BIS. I want that kind of goal. Instead of just being put into the endless time recycler of do the content, do the content, do the content, do the content, Titan Forge, do it again, Titan Forge, Titan... You know, it's not that.
Is there actually, like, a BIS list that you could make? Or is it kind of like whichever high item level item happens to have the 2 primary stats you want? It seems like there's a lot of different... There actually is. There's an actual BIS list. Okay.
And that is just really shaken up my gameplay experience. And look, this is something where cognitively we're all different, right? And what I mean there is the things that actually work in our brains. And you see, for me, whenever my time is being gambled in a super RNG fashion.
I mean, like, let me ask you this. Okay, Heroic eye level's 171, Mythic 0 eye level's 184. Let's say, for example, the 2 stats I want are Verse Mastery. Just picking 2. I want Verse Mastery. Would it be better to wear a 171 item level Verse Mastery or a 184 Crit Haste? Is it just item level? Just go for item level all the way, non-stop item level? I think that kind of is what it is. 184? Okay.
Beyond like the RNG of, you know, whether you actually get a bit of gear, of course.
It is what it is.
But whenever there's extra layers of stuff, I'm just instantly like, yeah, okay, but I could be doing literally anything else, and I, you know, would be able to do that and not be dicked around. So that is gone has basically just meant that the bread and butter content of World of Warcraft just clicks with me far more than it did, than it did in the recent past.
Feels
this
way
is
better.
The thing. I'm not even talking about Torghast yet, right? I'm not even talking about the super, you know, big new expansion features. This is literally just my class. You know, my classes have got a bit better. I am doing endgame World of Warcraft progression content with my friends, and a number of core pain points have been removed from the game. And that they have decided, or maybe allowed themselves to free World of Warcraft from when I say they, I mean the systems designers, basically free the game from their own past bullshit that they threw into it, has made it so much better. And I know it is a bit disrespectful to, you know, call it their past bullshit, but I'm actually past the point of making excuses and rationalizations for, just, you know, mobile game Skinner boxes and stuff like that, throwing that in and, you know, just making it a fucking fruit machine, which is what they did recently. It's just wilder the second those things are gone. Your basic WoW content is just more satisfying to do. So, big point here is that bodes generally quite well for the game, I think. And that just actually makes me pretty excited. I really do have that drive and fire to play the game. Let's just say this. At this stage, in playing the Battle for Azeroth expansion, the glass had shattered humongously. Like 3 or 4 days into BFA, I just looked at the totality of how I was actually meant to play my character and move it forward, and I was like, nope, that's not fun. I could be doing anything else. I could go and play Mountain Blade Warband some more, and I'd have more fun there, even though I've already put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game. That's what it was like for BFA. For me, it's not like that with Shadowlands. So, other things. Torghast, not done a great deal of it yet, but I already know that it's really, really awesome and fun from...
It's as simple as just giving people decision on how to progress and advance our character. Like, that's literally all it is. For example, like this is like the ultimate example you can come up with. I don't know whose fucking idea this was. This was in Legion, maybe BFA also, where you queue a BG. There's no PvP vendors. You go in, and if you win, or even if you lose, there's a random chance for you to get a random piece of PvP gear. It's like... who in the, or I think for arena wins or losses also, you do anything PvP, BG, or arena, and you can get a random piece of random PvP gear. It's like, who in the fuck thought that was a good idea? That's like the ultimate example of bad character progression. Feels so unsatisfying.
The
so now we've gone 180. It's
a
good.
whole bunch there. So Torghast, I really know I enjoy that. The MAW is a funny thing where the MAW doesn't massively matter that much. So it's not having a big negative effect on me. I'll say this, they force you to have no mount and all that stuff, and I'd actually be totally behind those design decisions if the zone just came together a little bit more. Now, what that for me would mean is probably changing it up. I mean, they wanted it to be more of a Dark Souls-y experience. I mean, come on, you lose half your Stygia when you die. It's obviously inspired by Dark Souls. But I think for me, that would have really required...
It doesn't feel dangerous or like looming, threatening danger at all. It really does not. It just feels... It's so annoying to play through.
Thanks so much for stopping by my stream the other day. It was so cool to see you. The famous Staysafe in my channel. Imagine that. Holy shit.
McConnell, I was laughing in your chat. I thought you went offline, and then I thought that S1 hosted you after you went offline, and then I realized you hosted him. I was stupid, dude. I miss being friends, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even kidding. I miss being friends. I mean, we're still friends, right? But I just miss hanging out. That's what it is. Like we used to. I feel like going into Classic, Classic was supposed to bring all of us closer together, and it just ended up driving a wedge between us. That's what I feel like. So I'm trying to pick up the pieces. Here I am with a bunch of eggshells and a hot glue gun, trying to glue this egg back together. The egg is our friendship, by the way. You already left? Yeah, I figured. All right.
A lot more just carefully
is.
crafted sort of design of the zone and the mobs and the systems and the intricacy, sort of puzzly elements of how the whole world fits together. I just don't think that design really works as well as a big open World of Warcraft gameplay space. So I think it would have needed to have been different for those gambles to work off. That said, I mean, generally it's fine to go around in. It's just not super thrilling to me. I'm totally open to the prospect of Blizzard, really making it...
It's not thrilling. Like I was saying, dude, there is so much like phlegm. I think I might be getting sick, man. Anyway, listen. It doesn't feel dangerous. It doesn't feel epic. It's not thrilling. It's boring. It feels like a chore. And you can't mount. If you're going to do chores, at least you wish you could do them fast. You're doing chores slowly for some reason because you can't. It's just annoying. The entire MAW is just annoying. The entire zone is annoying.
Better in the future.
Ass.
Right now, it just doesn't factor in too much for me. In terms of other things as well, callings, which is basically emissaries.
Everything else
it's
is
really
good, though.
funny because in the past I'd be like, oh, an emissary. Oh, do I need to do that? It's just.
It's literally hell. I don't think it's supposed to be fun or easy. I couldn't give less of a fuck about the lore. I get it. It's, the jailer doesn't want you there, and it's dangerous, and it's perilous, and your mount is it's so scary. Your mount doesn't want to mount up in the MAW because it's so scary, and it's hell. It's supposed to be painful. I care about fun gameplay. It's terrible. I couldn't give less of a fuck about the lore. I'm sick of hearing that. It's bad. It's dog shit, dude. You want to talk about lore? Every time you zone into a dungeon, the boss would send every single trash mob and every single boss in the dungeon to come and fuck you up at the door. Like, do you want to talk about lore? Like, dude, this game doesn't make any fucking sense. There's talking cows. There's talking fucking wolf furry people. Who fucking cares? I care about what's fun gameplay. The MAW's bad gameplay. End of story. Gameplay first, lore second. Don't justify bad gameplay with, it's the lore. I don't know if you know this. This is all made up. World of Warcraft doesn't exist. It's a make-believe universe. They can do whatever the fuck they want with the lore. Make the game fun. It's a video game. We're paying to play a fun video game. The MAW's unfun dog shit. Sake of it.
And I wouldn't really want to do it. But now it's like, cool, there's an emissary. Right. Oh, I can go and do a
you
dungeon
can't tell, I
in
hate
that
the MAW.
zone.
I hate
I
it.
can progress on my emissary. Nice. The game is actually working for the way in which I enjoy playing
good morning.
it.
Hey, good morning.
That's pretty
Gachi,
cool.
hey.
So I really, I like that quite a bit as well. And that's the sort of thing where, it means that if you're a person who really loves doing the world content, you are totally unleashed to do that. fantastic. You've got no downsides. If you're somebody who really enjoys the dungeons, cool. Do your dungeons. You're still helping your Covenant out by doing their calling because you're, helping out in that zone. Narratively and sort of fantasy-wise, it makes sense. And in terms of the gameplay results, yeah, it also works pretty well. As for stuff like, say the Covenant upgrades and stuff like that, it's funny, I've not felt that driven to do them, but they are all pretty cool. So that's something I think I'll probably just slowly chip away as I progress in the other goals for my character right now, which is of course a little bit more in the raiding side of things to a heroic raiding level. I just want to get Curve in good time and enjoy the new fights. I'm not really interested in Mythic or really any of that stuff. So that's basically mostly, how I'm actually playing the game.
Do you think we can do, obviously not week 1, but can we do a viewer pug heroic raid? Is that a reasonable goal? That at some point during this first patch of Shadowlands that we can pug heroic with viewers here? Not week 1, obviously. Give it a couple weeks, maybe a month or whatever. You think we can do it? Okay, cool. Let's try to do that as a community. Dude, my throat is it's fucked. We'll give it a couple weeks and we'll see what we can do. Okay.
Game. I think what's been a bit of a surprise to me is just how much the PvP has been super fun, right? It's just so funny. By changing the reward system for PvP to now be a thing where it will slot into how I want to progress my character's kind of journey in the world, just by doing that one small little change.
Thank you.
There's so many people I know who are just doing some battlegrounds, right? Doing a winter grasp, right? So many more people actually doing that content purely because
by the way,
it is being presented to them in a way that is not designed like it's a mobile game.
Hey, by the way, this week with Reset today, servers are up. Okay, we're gonna finish the video, then we're gonna log in and play. Can we upgrade our PvP gear past 171? Can we do that? Can we push up to one something else? Is that possible, or is PvP gear still? We can. Oh my, wait, next week? Not this week? Not this week. Need Renown? Well, Renown is easy, right? Renown 7. Okay. But, okay, well, so can we get Renown 7 this week? Can we? As in starting in an hour or starting 10 minutes from now? Only 6? Okay, well then that's that. All right.
Next week then. Doing your thing for your random loot chest. I mean, if anything, my feelings towards Shadowlands are an utter repudiation of how Blizzard designed World of Warcraft, or aspects of it, during Legion and BFA. It's basically a big old slap to the face of those systems, the thought processes that went into, oh no, it has to be a variable reward system because psychology means people want to do that more. No, my psychology says that's a bloody bad idea. I don't have a gambling problem for the same reason I don't want to invest my time in this, Now I get it. There's some people, you throw a variable reward system at them and it absolutely gets their brain and hooks them in. And there's then even times where I think, is that a great way to design games? I mean, it's a great way to get your goals, maybe, in some games, getting the engagement juiced, but is that really why you want people to be playing your game just because you've kind of got your claws into their brain? I don't know, man. But Shadowlands isn't doing that as much. It's just saying, hey, loot is loot, go to a dungeon, get some loot, have a good time. And that's stuff that I like. And then, as I'm thinking forward to, what I'm expecting my future gameplay experience, well, I'm thinking of the Great Vault. I'm thinking, great, okay, there is a weekly box. I don't necessarily think that's something we need in World of Warcraft, but there's a weekly box, and I'm somebody who's interested in dabbling in some PvP.
So at this point, the weekly box doesn't give you actual gear. It gives you a resource, a magic powder, to buy a piece of gear that you want. Is that how it works? Because in the past, you'd open your box and you would get maybe a piece of gear that you didn't actually need or want, right? Like you already might have had a good piece of gear for that slot. You can choose gear or anima. Okay, that's good. That's probably good.
Doing a few dungeons with the lads and hopping into a raid. Nice. I'll maybe get 3 or 4 options of bits of gear from that. Therefore, the effort and the time that I'm investing into World of Warcraft is not going to be as well dicked by RNG. And to me, that's pretty good. Because for me, it's all been, kiss, keep it stupid, or not keep it stupid, simple, keep it simple, stupid, right? Just sort of simplifying these things and letting the content shine. And I think that is the core, letting the content shine. We're all playing World of Warcraft because we want to play World of Warcraft. Sometimes Blizzard systems to try to get us to play World of Warcraft more have gotten the way of why we actually want to play World of Warcraft. I think that's a good bit of why Classic has sort of done so well for them. Where at the end of the day, yeah, we want to go into a fantasy world, do some dungeons, do some PvP, get some gear. That's it.
It's true. You know what's crazy? And I talked about this in the exclamation point drama video I uploaded this morning. Shadowlands said servers are up. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna log in after the video. Okay, we're gonna do that. Shadowlands set a record for #1 most pre-sales for any expansion ever of all time. Which means that pretty much everyone that has ever played WoW and has quit always comes, like, every new expansion, everyone comes back. They want WoW to be good. Everyone wants WoW to be good and fun so badly. Everyone wants to log into WoW and have fun and have a good, fun expansion. Everyone wants that. The thing is, people come back, they try, they don't have fun, they leave. That's kind of what's happened for the last couple. So hopefully Shadowlands can retain those people. It seems so far so good.
Feels like we're getting a more pure version of that.
But everyone is so hopeful
feels like
every time. No one quits WoW permanently.
They've done a bunch of experiments and they've kind of, got a bit lost and they've now moved into a better direction. And that's stuff that's pretty good for me. Now, look, that said, there are some other things that are a little bit frustrating, like there's the Covenant balance and all of that stuff. But as I said multiple times before this expansion came out, I don't really care.
Wallace, dude,
if you're a Mythic Raider, and I know there's Mythic Raiders who have got 3 or 2 of each class, I will never do something like that. I have went for Night Fae on my Hunter. I've got an ability that I enjoy using, whether I think it is actually top of the meters right now, but that doesn't really matter. And I have wanted to go Night Fae, originally. So even if that is, second best or whatever, as long as it's not something that's actively awful to use, and I doubt it will be, then, I'm just going to stick with it, go with it blind, do my thing. So for me, that's not really factored in. And I think for the vast majority of people who are watching World of Warcraft content that is along the lines of the title and thumbnail of this video, yeah, they're probably not the types of people who, who are going to be rolling one, or 3 hunters, one for each covenant, right?
Night Fae is actually broken. Dude, just pick whichever one looks coolest. It's like, unless you're in like a Mythic Progression Guild, or you're doing high level M+, or you're going for Gladiator Arena, are you actually going to realize the benefit or the detriment of being Night Fae versus Kyrian or whatever the fuck? Like, do you really need to do that? Stop being a meta. Pick whichever one looks cool. That's what I did. The coolest one is the one you should pick.
So, for me, those pain points just don't really factor too much in my own personal gameplay. So that's essentially the situation with Shadowlands thus far. The pain points, as I sort of said in my sort of what do we expect.
Night Fae's OP, yeah, but super cringe. So if you could have 2% more DPS in exchange for plus 10 million% cringe, what's worth more to you? 1 million% cringe or 2% DPS? I don't want the cringe. I can't do it. Fuck the DPS. I'm not doing it. I'm not having it. No.
Expect from Shadowlands after all.
It's barely cringe.
The pain points don't humongously.
You are coping. You're coping. This guy said it's barely even cringe. Go talk to Lady Moonberry.
It's Staysafe TV aside from all of us being hot.
It's me, Lady Moonberry. Welcome to the Night Fae. Here you can use your Fluttershy sparkles and you can turn into a Volpera wolf and run around.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Mega Balls, I'm sorry. Aside from all of us being hot dudes, there are easily 3 or 4 non-retards here. That's all we need for a retail raid. Dude, retail raids, I'm pretty sure you have to have like an actual full roster of non-dumb fucks, I think at least. But I'll be tanking. Kathy will be healing. Maybe we can find some other people. Megaboss, thank you very much. Thank you.
They are there. They don't humongously apply to me. Bugs, they have been there, but again, I've been able to deal with them, and you can make all the arguments about, should we really accept this in a product we're paying a monthly sub for and buying the expansion of? Yeah, I think there's probably a few too many shippables in Shadowlands than there really should be. Shippables, by the way, is sort of industry sort of lingo for a shippable bug, right? Something you can put into your live game, you can sort of deal with it. Just a few too many of those, but at the end of the day, there was also a delay and a pandemic, and
they're never going to stop.
Let those slide. Now, for some people, I mean, I'm glad I'm not in my old server of Draenor.
Like, imagine if okay. Blizzard probably makes so much fucking money from selling mounts and pets and cosmetics in the store. Dude, they're never going to stop. Like, do you think that a couple pissed off neckbeards on YouTube and Twitch is going to convince them to stop selling mounts on the store? Or are they going to listen to the fucking maybe hundreds of thousands of people that are buying these mounts, making the millions of dollars? Fuck no, they don't give a they don't give a fuck about the neckbeards. Doesn't matter.
EU seems
money,
like it
dude.
was scuffed, so that stuff's been very unfortunate. Maybe Blizzard should consider issuing some free game time or something to the people on the servers who've been really affected by that stuff, because that is kind of rough. But
yeah, they probably should actually.
The core messages.
They did that in
World
Wrath.
of Warcraft that's fun, that I think we all agree is fun, and the stuff we've all been wanting to do for a long time. Like, hey, we've been doing dungeons since vanilla. We've been doing raids since vanilla. We've been doing PvP and battlegrounds and things since very, very early in the game as well. Those systems are more sensible now. You can go and play World of Warcraft, and World of Warcraft will fight with you a lot less than it did. Massive thumbs up as somebody who fundamentally likes playing World of Warcraft and got a bit frustrated by, well, what World of Warcraft fucking put you through for doing that. Yeah, so it's that, and the MAW is middling. Torghast is awesome. We're going in a better direction. Yeah, I think that's basically it.
The MAW is like the one thing I would say at this point that still does like fight back with you. It feels like you have to do it. It's not fun. It's a slog. It's like the one thing in the game at the moment that is like, oh fuck, this is a chore I have to take care of.
This is a way better situation to be in. Even if it is the case that Shadowlands, could have had some more dungeons at launch because there's only 8. If that's the case, sure. And, there's maybe things lacking and not the most content ever for a new expansion coming out. Even if that stuff is all sort of true, what I do feel is that we're at a far more healthy baseline for World of Warcraft right now, because when they do add a new dungeon and a new raid and maybe some new PvP stuff, it's all going to be added within the context of these sort of fundamental sort of baseline good things for the game. So that's basically it. I think game's moving in the right direction, and I'm pretty happy with that.
It's true.
Hopefully, the combination of Shadowlands is very...
Though, and I don't want to discredit Shadowlands, because Shadowlands is so far actually genuinely enjoyable. But any direction you could have gone from BFA would have been the right direction. That is a hard truth.
Chunky pre-orders, as Blizzard themselves have reported, the chunkiest ever, in fact. Hopefully that, in combination with, those big pre-orders and big engagement happening within the context of them removing things like Titanforge and all of those silly endeavors they embarked on. And I sort of hope that all of that stuff, sometimes I feel like Blizzard, they will see some numbers and they'll be like, cool, we will follow the numbers.
Tomcat.
When in reality...
MAW is literally hell. By the way, can you grab me a tuna out of the buffet? I haven't had breakfast yet.
Tomcat, you're not supposed to eat those. Those are pets. Pets are people, not animals, okay? Imagine if people like to eat cat. That would be mean, right? No one's eating cat here. No one's eating fish. At least not those fish. Actually, interesting enough, we had fish yesterday for lunch. But not those fish, okay? Different fish. Also, the MAW is hell. The MAW is supposed to be hell. The MAW is supposed to be hell. Does the MAW being hell excuse the bad gameplay? Is everyone... Are we just come to terms with that? Is that just everyone has accepted that the MAW is supposed to be unenjoyable and unfun because it's hell? Is everyone okay with that? That's stupid! Make it... I'm getting worked up. I'm gonna have a heart attack, dude. I gotta move on. Tomcat, I'm not gonna take your bait. I'm moving on. You're baiting me.
You could be
JT,
really
thank you. I appreciate it.
More sort of, creative and out there, maybe create your own sort of new numbers by charting a new path. So for me there, it's like, they've made these good changes to the game baseline, and then a whole bunch of people are
The MAW is hell. It's supposed to be cock and ball torture. Don't threaten me with a good time. Cock and ball torture is heaven, not hell, okay? Different.
Order the expansion
You got it backwards.
and are now playing it. So if those people stick around, which I do believe they will because the game is basically better now, then maybe that will give Blizzard the numbers, the data that they need to be able to say, oh, good, turns out we didn't need to stuff the game full of Skinner boxes all the time. And maybe They will begin to realize that they can actually just design the game in a far more simple way. You can give me a bunch of battlegrounds, a few game mechanics, some boys to shoot, I will go and do that, I'll get some honor, I'll bring it to a vendor, and I'll accomplish my goals with that. That's a lot easier than building a big new system, right?
Guro22 says, at Staysafe, I love a good ball slap. Better yet when she munches on my sack like it's stale, chewy, Laffy Taffy. Oddly specific. Very nice. Very nice.
Then goes to the dungeons and all of that stuff. Hopefully they're beginning to realize that actually...
Thank you for the TP,
Warcraft,
dude. I appreciate it. Thank
give
you.
us some fun content to play. At the end of the day, what was the thing that delayed Shadowlands? It was getting endgame balancing and all that stuff right. And it's like, if we didn't invest into all of those things, and, well, maybe could that time have went into more content and more stuff for us to do? I just hope that we're kind of nudging more in that direction. I know that this video sounds like the most backhanded compliment in the universe, and you know what, that's fine, because I've been consistent in really not liking a bunch of the things.
It's pretty much, this video is pretty much, and listen, I agree. Hey, there's the video, by the way. Upvote, comment, everything. This video is pretty much, hey, World of Warcraft, you're not as ugly as you used to be.